Hey guys, quick little video here. Happy Sunday. Smith RC Studios here for another video. This video is just basically for people who just got into the hobby and need help starting these cars. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do that here, because in my comments all the time for the past year, for the past 2 years, and also on my in my messenger for Instagram, I get constant questions on how to start a vehicle. I know it may sound basic, but sometimes, you know, you get people who are just pulling on the pull start and then it doesn't start. They may just be doing it incorrectly. So I figure I'll address all of those questions in this short video with these 3 different styles of cars and applications and boat, just so you guys can see that is really not that hard. There's also other videos. I've made a video in the past, also OBR. Dan at OBR also has a great video for how to tune and how to start your vehicles, but this is I guess my version, just to answer all of you guys in the comment section. So bigger engines, mid-size engines, and boat engines, all 2 strokes. So I wanted to make this demonstration on 3 different applications, just so you guys can see that it's all the same for everything. It's the same concept. And I also have different kind of carburetors, some with a choke and others with no choke. So you guys can see how to start the vehicle with the choke and without it. So before we get into that, I need to fuel these up. So I got my fuel guy is gonna come and bring me my fuel. Fuel man. There you go, yes. That's my fuel man right there. He is gonna, okay, just set it down right here. Thank you, lovely fuel man. All right, so I'm gonna fuel this up and then we'll get going. Okay, so for this demonstration, we're gonna use these 3 different vehicles, including this boat, and I'm gonna show you how to start when they're cold. These, just a little background information, these haven't been started in probably weeks, so there's probably no fuel in the carburetor or in the fuel line. Or in the cylinder right now. So they're all cold. It's gonna be cold start. It should technically not be more than 3 pulls, 4 pulls. If you're lucky, you get 1 pull. Typically on boats, I get 1 pull. I can start it. Also on this truck here, this buggy here, it takes a few pulls. So let me explain the difference here, because we're using different carburetors, some with choke, some without. So first off, you notice here it has no primer bulb, but it does have a choke, okay? And then on this application here, the low C, we're running a primer bulb on this carb, and also with choke, okay? And then on this speedboat, we're running the OBR engine, and this one you notice no primer bulb and no choke, okay? So actually all boats, there is no choke. So out there we just prime them with our finger. I'll show you how to do that. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start off here. You notice here, there is no fuel in here. So we got to get fuel in there in order to do that. So you have to, since we don't have a primer bulb, to stage the fuel. We just want to choke it and pull gently on this. Pull gently so you can start seeing the fuel run through there. So I'm going to go ahead and put the choke on. Okay, choke is on. And I'm just gonna pull soft until I start seeing fuel running through that line. It's still not coming in, so just I see it already making its way through. There you go, you see the bubbles right there? See the bubbles? Okay, so now it's in the carburetor. All right, so these were gentle pulls. Okay, so now that it's in there, I take the choke off. So now we have staged the fuel in here. We want to get it in the cylinder by just doing a quick pull soft. All right, so now let's choke it again. Let's choke it. So this is hard to do with the camera, and let's see if we have power here. All right, let's go ahead and choke it. Wow, that was quick. So that's basically it. I don't think I had to choke in there, and it just started. So that one's good, right? As you notice, when I did that one pull, it went ahead and started up. So again, important is that you need to have fuel staged in here and in the cylinder, and you shouldn't be pulling 30 times. You know, you don't want to flood the engine, stuff like that. So that's that one. A little louder. I forget how loud this engine is. So let's just move on to. So this one here, this setup is so running here with the choke. So this carburetor has a choke, and it's got the primer bulb here. Okay, so I see this still has a little bit of fluid in there from when I ran it a few weeks ago, but it's not all the way up. So yeah, you just want to go ahead and prime it, make sure it's in here. Right, now you see it running, it's in there. So we're good, okay? And so this one's pretty much the same procedure. Now that it's already primed, I want to get it in the cylinder. So I just pull softly. Man, the compression on this engine's incredible. So, okay, these are soft pulls. Okay, you just want to move the piston up and down a couple times. Okay. All right. Okay. I think I need to grease up the pull start there. It's getting stuck. But anyway. Okay. So now let's go ahead and choke it. So you put your choke down. And when you hear that pop, that's when you're ready. That's when you know you can start the engine. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just give it one hard pull in order to hear the pop on the engine. So. Okay, not yet. Oh, okay, yeah, I had to set the camera down because so you can use two hands here. All right. So again, so we left off at we pull it really hard harder to hear that pop with the choke down. Hold on, my kill switch. Okay. Okay, so this one is being a little fussy, but typically this one starts quick, so I'm not hearing the pop. So plan B on this one, I'm gonna give it some gas, a little bit, and just pull it. Hopefully that'll do the trick. So yeah, that one's being a little fussy, but as you saw there, it's not that hard. It started up pretty fairly quickly there. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the boat. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start the boat. Same concept, only on this boat, you can't really see the carburetor, so I can't show you. I'm gonna demonstrate it on a normal off-road truck carburetor. Same concept. So I'll demonstrate it with here, what we're gonna do. So for that, I'm gonna set the camera down. So basically, boat carburetors do not have this choke here. So the choke closes that, opens that. So imagine this is not here. So it's open. It's just a hole right here, and it has no primer bulb. So imagine no primer bulb, and just a open hole here. The other side is what feeds into the engine. Okay, that opens the. This is what when you hit gas, it goes straight to the engine, right? So the other side is the choke. So essentially what you're trying to do to start one of these, in order to prime it and to stage the fuel into the carburetor, on the truck that you just saw right now, when you hit choke, obviously it'll suck the fuel into the lines, into the carburetor, right? So in this case, we're doing the same thing, but we're just gonna use our finger. So what you do is you stick your finger to cover the hole, essentially acting as this choke here. So you're using a finger. So instead of this, you're using a finger. That's all you're doing for the boat, because you don't have a primer bulb to suck the fuel. All right. So we do it all the time out in the lake. So let's go ahead and get it going. Okay. So I hope that clarifies a little bit of what I'm going to be doing in here with the carburetor. So I'm looking at my fuel line, and there is no fuel in there. So what we're gonna do is, again, close it using my finger and just pull it softly until your finger ends up wet right there, because the fuel is running through, obviously. So you wanna feel a little fuel on your finger. You pull, soft, soft, soft. Now I feel, look. You can see there some fuel. So that's, I had my finger here, fuel's running, it's through the line, and it got into the carburetor. That's why there's fuel there. That's when you know you can start pulling. Now, boats typically, when they're warmed up and we're throwing them into water, they start in one pull. I mean, I've seen guys pulling for forever, but my boats, especially this one and the other speedboat, it's just, normally I just pull one time and it does the trick. But I have a feeling, since I'm filming this, that's not gonna happen, so we're gonna find out. Let me give it one more choke here. Plenty of fuel. And all right. Of course, I'll give a little bit of gas, just like the low C, a little bit of gas. Okay. Of course. Alrighty, just keep pulling. We know there's fuel in the carburetor. We know there's fuel in the cylinder. So it should start, but there you go. There's the pop. All right, so what was that? 5 pulls, 6, 7. But yeah, you guys get the idea. It's pretty simple. The main thing is you don't want to keep pulling and pulling and pulling when there is no fuel in there, first of all, or overflood the engine. But essentially, all these 2 strokes are the same as far as how to get them on. So if all that fails, then obviously check your spark plug. Check, make sure the engine is not flooded. Sometimes also what happens is you have a kill switch plugged in and it's off, or the wiring, or there could be multiple things, but it shouldn't be that difficult. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below or message me directly on my the Instagram link at the beginning of this video. And but again, also OBR has a very great informative video on this. You can check them out as well. But other than that, guys, happy Sunday. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.